Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video. I hope everyone's doing well today. And if you are in the heat wave that we are experiencing here for the past week, I hope you have some air conditioning. It is reading 30 in the vehicle, and that is before the Humidex. So it's quite hot out there. So Sean and I are on a bit of a little adventure. You can probably see the U-Haul trailer. We have a 6x12 U-Haul trailer behind us, and we are going to pick up some of our belongings that we left at our neighbors from the farmhouse. Yeah, so I thought we're in the vehicle for a couple hours. This is a perfect time to update you all on what's going on with our life. Might be a little bumpy. I don't have my tripod with me. You guys are just sitting on a little rubber mat, and I hope my phone stays balanced. Anyways, it is the last weekend of July, so it's time to let everybody know what's been going on. It's been about April, May, June, July, 3.5 months. Right? 3.5 months. So I'm gonna go back to about 4 years ago. No, first I'm gonna go back 13 years ago. Sean had an injury on the job working. He was strapping down some steel on the back of the flatbed, chaining it, and he was pulling on it looks like a ratchet,
bear trap,
but it's called a bear trap, made in China. So it snapped, and I guess, Sean, you were hanging on to it and you went flying.
the bar and the pipe. Yeah,
The bar and the pipe. So well, you could tell your story about what you've done.
When it was chaining it down, I had a 4-foot bar and a 5-foot pipe, and as it snapped shut, it detonated, and all that force got released and picked me up and threw me 13 feet through the air.
It did.
Crash landing in the I-beams of steel, and it tore the tendons 68 to 75% off the bone.
Yeah. So you had surgery.
I had 2 surgeries.
Yeah, you have to speak up. So he had 2 surgeries, and he has anchors in his shoulder, and they
attached to 3 tendons.
Yes, and they took a bit of nerve
Damage. They had to go in and bring the sheath, which was down here with my wrist, and bring it all the way back up.
Yeah. So this was his left arm, right?
Yeah.
So he had seen a surgeon here in Manitoba about 4 years ago, but she ended up being pregnant, and she did take a lengthy maternity leave, and she's back now this year, and we kind of got, it's kind of a short notice, maybe 2 months notice, that Sean needed surgery. Now, he had both shoulders MRI'd and x-rayed and everything, because he's actually got more pain in the right, because the right's compensating for the left, right? I don't think you really ever recovered from that 13 years ago.
No.
So anyways, it's April, I believe.
Now they got to reattach the tendon on the right shoulder.
Yes, but anyway, it's April 2024 when Sean gets notice that he has surgery on June 13th. And we said, okay. We sat down and we said to each other, we need to rethink our life right now. We have to minimalize things to make it easier for both of us. Now, we both loved the farm, and it was fun with the chickens, and the dogs had their freedom and everything, but realistically, the two of us wouldn't be able to care for all that. neither of us could be out shoveling snow or cutting grass. So we decided that we were going to give up the farm, and it was a private transaction happened, and anyways, we gave up the farm. Sean says we were out of there by April 15th. It was short notice, and I was packing as the guys were bringing this stuff out. So we were out. I was on the road for 6 weeks with you. Yeah, I was on the road 6 weeks with Sean. He was going to work right up until June 13. Well, I needed to be back home first week of June. I had a doctor's appointment, so I went to the doctor's. And Sean had to come home and do his pre-trip. All right, we went over a bump, and then my phone decided to tell me it was overheating. So I think I left off where I was in the truck for 6 weeks with Sean. I had a doctor's appointment early June with my neurologist and my pain doctor. I had 2 appointments, and so I came off the road, stayed at Sean's friends, well, my friend too, stayed at their place in Winnipeg so that I could go to my appointments. And Sean went out on the road for another week. He had planned that he was going to work right up until his surgery, June 13. So now we're here at June 13. And it was a 2-hour drive to the hospital that Sean was having his surgery. And you had to be there quite early, didn't you? So we were up and gone. Caroline is not a morning person. So Sean drove, and we're at the hospital. And I climbed into the back to have a snooze. I knew he'd be a few hours, right? Then about 9 o'clock, the nurse calls, and she says, I hear you're waiting for your husband. And I said, yeah, I'm out in the parking lot. And she goes, well, he's going to be about 6 hours. I said, oh, that's okay. I can keep myself busy for 6 hours. So I drove myself over to Tim Hortons. I got some breakfast, and I decided, oh, I'm going to go thrifting. So I'm in the thrift store. I'm halfway through. It's about 10:15, 10:30. And the nurse calls, and she says, your husband is ready to go. I was like, oh, okay, I'll be right over. So I went rushing over to get him, and here he comes walking out. And I'm like, oh, look at the sunflowers already. Beautiful. I'm like, what happened? He says he was ready to get rolled into the surgery room, and the doctor canceled because she wasn't feeling good. I says, oh, great. She's probably pregnant again, morning sickness, right? Yes, it was a godsend that he didn't have the surgery done. Somebody was watching over us, because realistically, Sean should have had the repair done first on the left, and it would have went through workers' compensation. And as he was healing from this one, he could have went in and had the right done, right? And at least we still would have had some income coming in, because I am on a disability income that would not support the 2 of us at all. Would it? No. So that's the plan. The plan is, let's repair the one that's already been repaired, and then we're going to go back and do the other one. So in the meantime, I went to the hospital. My pain doctor and my neurologist are at the Health Science Center. So I was put on stronger pain meds. One of the best ones, they say, helps nerve pain, and it's not really helping me. I take about 18 pills a day, and the pain is terrible. I mentioned to the doctor, I've had my spine x-rayed before, or an MRI done, and I was told 3-4 years ago that I need spine surgery, but I've been holding out. I don't like the sounds of having spine surgery, and I was tolerating the pain with the pain meds, but it's getting worse. And so my doctor decided that I'm gonna need the spine surgery. And I said, what are my odds if I don't get it? He says, you could be paralyzed. And if I do get it, I could be paralyzed. So it's kind of a 50-50 chance. But I think I'm going to go through with it. So I seen him a couple of weeks ago. And when my neurologist wants something, he gets it. So I am having my MRI done. Is it next week? Oh, August 12th, so in less than 2 weeks, because this is the last weekend of July. I mentioned to him, like, my neck is always sore, and that's where my problem is, between my C1 and my C7. And he said that my neck, this swelling and the way my voice is probably all caused by it. So what's happening is, Sean always explains things better than I do.
Spinal stenosis, your spinal column is shrinking, squeezing off the spinal cord.
So yeah, and it's pinching on my nerves. And your nerves, from your neck, your nerves shoot down, your arms, your legs, and I am very numb. It was funny because was it last night? I was sitting outside and we were chatting with the neighbor, and she says, oh, you have a mosquito on your hand. And I said, I don't even feel it. I'm numb through all my hands. So I'm not sure when Sean is going to get his surgery done. He's waiting. I don't know when I'm going to get mine done, but my MRI was put in quite fast. So we really had to sit down and look at our lives. Can we still live on that farm with the animals and everything? And the answer would be no. We wouldn't be able to care for them. We wouldn't be able to shovel snow. Someone's just passing us and there's a vehicle coming right at them. I hate when people do that. So it was sad because we loved the farm. So anyway, we gave up the farm, and the chickens went to our neighbors that were looking after them while we were out and stuff. Went to their niece, and she's had chickens all her life, and she just loved the Silkies. She loved Trump and Sweet Pea and Coco. And then we gave her the coop as well, and she says, oh, this coop is too nice for all my chickens. This one is just going to be for the Silkies, and we can go and visit them whenever we want. And the two boys are also gone, RJ and Jameson. And where are we at? So I did stay with our friends. We did have a house that fell through for June 1st. And then I says to Sean, maybe we should just get an apartment in Winnipeg. So we stayed with his friends for a couple of weeks in Winnipeg, and he actually appreciated our company because his wife is in the hospital and she's not doing well at all. She's been in and out all summer, and we were keeping him company, and Sean was driving him to the hospital and back so he wouldn't have to pay for parking. So it worked out well for both of us. But oh my goodness, I would sit in the backyard and I could not stand the hum of the traffic behind us. I can't do city life anymore, and I was a city girl. I need to be in the country. So we were talking to our other friends, and and I had found us an apartment. It was a little one-bedroom apartment, very basic, and we were gonna move into that to see, how things would be. Well, it was the long weekend, and the guy said that there was some stairs involved, and he called and said that he was concerned about me with the stairs, and he was probably right. The apartment had a beautiful view of the water and everything, and I like the view, right? But he was probably right, and that fell through. So we didn't know where we belonged. Like, where do we belong? So our old neighbor friend, Sean's gone back 30 years with this guy, a trucking friend. We're talking to him, and we said, is there anything available down there? Anything for sale? What's going on down in our old neck of the woods? And he said, well, I'll put the word out, but you're welcome to come and stay with me. So I stayed with him. Sean stayed on working, and I don't remember when I came down. It must have been July. Oh, it was July long weekend. We actually went down to visit him. That's what we did. We went down for the long weekend, and while we were there and told him what was going on, he's like, stay here. Just stay here with me. Don't rush into something. You don't really know what you want, and you're welcome to stay here. And so we have been staying with him for the whole month of July. So a weekend visit turned into staying with him, didn't it? And we both looked at each other the other day, and I says, do you get the feeling that this is where we belong? We belong back here? And you said yes, didn't you?
It feels like home.
It feels like home. It feels like, yes, we need to be here. So there's possibly a couple of houses coming up for sale. And, or I said, even if something comes up for rent, we'll do that as well. So we got a bunch of old neighbors looking out for us that way. Yeah, so this brings us to now. So that's why I haven't been doing hauls. It's kind of hard. He doesn't really, he's older. And he's not technically inclined in any way. I thought this was Captain Caveman, but oh my goodness. He's worse.
That's why I call him Dad.
So we call him Dad. So what we're doing now is we had got all our stuff in storage, and we have what we need to use. I have my computer and all with me, and the necessities are with us. But up at the farm here, we left, patio chairs, our fire pit, kind of outdoor stuff we left, right? And it's time to go get it because the neighbors have had it since we left. So I says to Sean, this is a good weekend to rent a U-Haul, and I did not think renting a U-Haul would be so hard. I got the last one, and it was downtown Winnipeg, and we went and got it, and I had done it online and said that I'd pick it up at 12 noon. Well, we didn't get there till about 1 o'clock, and the guy says to me, oh, your reservation was canceled. And I says, what do you mean canceled? And he said, you weren't here at noon. We wait 1 hour. I said, well, is it still here? And because we had drove 2 hours. So basically from the farmhouse to this new area that we call home is about a 4-hour drive, isn't it? At least 4 hours. So we 2 hours to Winnipeg to the U-Haul. So I said to the guy, it's still here though, right? He said, yeah, you're lucky. Oh, so anyway, we have the U-Haul, and I'm just thinking, we're taking it until, this is Saturday. Excuse me, we're keeping it until Monday. Only because, sorry. Oh my. Sometimes I think like I'm choking, like somebody's squeezing and choking me. So we're there, and I said to the guy, can we keep it to Monday? Are you closed tomorrow? He says, no, we're open on Sunday. We'd have to charge you another day. I said, you know what? Charge us another day. Because on Monday, we're supposedly meeting up with our friends. And we're going to all go to Costco. Sounds fun, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Like getting smacked with a stick.
Reel it back a bit. Sean is not driving anymore. He's given up driving. We've given up the truck. Since he hit that moose, things have been going crazy, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of repairs, a lot of stuff that insurance wouldn't cover. We've been paying out of pocket, and it's too stressful. It really is too stressful. We've been relieved off the farm. We are relieved off the truck, and we're going to try and live simple life. So Sean said he's going to look for a job, local job. I mean, after 30 plus years of trucking, he's had enough. And he's going to get a local job where he's home every night. If I need him or if he needs me, we're there for each other, right? And I think that's how it should be. We don't need to earn a lot of money, right? Just enough to put a roof over our head and food on the table.
Steak on Sunday.
And steak on Sundays. Maybe twice a week if you're lucky. Yeah. And yeah, it gave us a reality check when both of us need to do this. Because your surgeries are going to be very long recoveries. 3 to 5 years just for the repaired one, right? Yes. And the way the doctor was talking to me, it sounds like it's going to be a long recovery as well. And that's what we're really thinking. Life is too short, right? And we gotta be there for each other and get what needs to be done and heal together. So we're heading up. We're going to pick up this stuff. We're going to bring it down to where we're staying and probably put it in his shed. Some of it we can use. We can use our fire pit and have a fire, which will be nice to sit around. And you know, all the neighbors were happy to see us, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were really happy to see us. And, you know, I'm sitting out on the deck. I says to our friend, I said, you know, everybody's driving by and they're looking, and all my plants are on the deck. We've cleaned up the place, you know, how a bachelor lives. Anyway, we've been cleaning up the place, and I says, I'm starting rumors here. They're all thinking that you have a younger woman and she's fixing the place up and everybody's over like they know her, and right? Yeah, it was pretty funny because Sean was on the road. You just come off the road. He only came off the road this week. Yeah. So that is our story. I don't know if anybody has any other questions, but it was more for both of us dealing with some medical issues and how we were going to go forward. It's very hard to stay positive when you're sick, and other people, they don't really see it, do they? Especially mine. Mine is all nerve pain, and nerve pain is the worst pain I have ever experienced in my life. And I've had many surgeries, but this, it's constant, it's every day, and I'm numb and I'm dropping things, and I wake up in the morning and my legs and my arms feel numb to the point where, can I get out of bed and stand up? Some mornings are like that, and it's scary. Yes. So that's our story. stay tuned for videos. So yeah, there won't be any chickens, there won't be any animals. Yeah, I was happy that I had the opportunity to stop in and spend time with my girls because there'd be no trucking trips. And so it was my granddaughter's birthday, July 20th. So last weekend they had a party. So Santiago is back from Portugal and he's FaceTiming me. And he says, Grandma, you going to be here for the party? And I said, no, I live too far away. And I said, I'd have to go on an airplane. He says, that's okay. Mom can pick you up at the airport. Because he had just come back on an airplane, right? I said, no, there's no time for me to come on the airplane. And he goes, well, Mommy can just drive to your house and pick you up. And I said, no, I'm too far away for that. He was so cute. He wanted Grandma there and he was trying to figure out how he was going to get me there. Hey?
I don't know, I wasn't a part of that.
Oh yeah, it was so cute. And Stephanie and I were laughing. You know, these kids are so smart, eh? He's only 3.5. But they had a good birthday party and wish I had been there, but I have to be here for my doctors. Yes, I do. So yeah, I'm having trouble uploading my birthday video, so I'm gonna try to upload it on our way home here because might upload faster on my phone data than it will on the internet down there. And it's funny because we always had great internet. We're so close to the border that our street always had perfect internet. So I don't know why his is so glitchy. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. What?
Let's put more gas in.
You have to put more gas in, yeah. Okay.
We'll make it back to the gas station.
We won't? Okay, we're gonna stop here and put some fuel back in the truck. He says when you're hauling a trailer, it costs more money. It's a bumpy ride. I hope it's a smoother ride on the way back when the trailer is fun. When the trailer is full, loaded. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just gonna be fun.
Yeah. So I hope you guys stick around, and I try to keep positive even though things are not so well for us. You gotta have that positive attitude, and you gotta enjoy every day of life because you never know what the next day brings. Right? Right.
Sure.
Yep. All right, take care, and we'll catch us on the next video. Bye for now. Bye.